My name's Faye and this is my lovely husband Omer. And today we are going to be cooking pilau rice.
Yeah, that's right.
I've said it right?
Yeah.
Cool. So it's a very sort of simple, easy one to make, but I think it tastes really nice and it's quite a useful one to know. Adds a lot of flavour to your dishes.
And it can be eaten with most curry dishes, and the rice that we use for it is long grain basmati rice.
From where
Only
is it?
from the nice region.
You're not going to share where that is now.
No, let's keep it for another
Okay. So we'll just get on now and show you what we'll be using ingredients wise, and I hope you enjoy. So the ingredients we're using today, we have some rice, which is 2 cups of rice, which I'm using here, and it's been soaked for about half an hour, and I'll show you what to do with that in a little while. The ingredients we're also using spice wise is curry leaves. We have cinnamon sticks here, some green cardamom pods, 1 black cardamom, 3 cloves, 1 star anise, about 7 or 8 black peppercorns. This here is 2 teaspoons even of cumin seeds, about 1/4 teaspoon of salt as well, and 1 brown onion. So to start this dish, we're just going to need a little bit of sunflower oil, vegetable oil, whatever kind of oil you have really to hand, and I'm just going to add just a tiny little bit, enough to brown the onions. So the oil is nice and hot. I've just tested it with a little onion, as you can see it bubbling away, and so I'm going to add the entire onion to this now. And we're aiming for a really nice, strong, goldeny brown colour, because that's the really important bit when making pilau rice. You want to make sure the colour comes out from the onions. So this is, we're just going to cook these through now. I'm going to keep them moving in the pan and wait for them to turn a nice colour.
Yeah, one thing we forgot was garlic cloves. So I'm just doing garlic cloves now. So 4 to 5 garlic cloves. If they're really thick, you can always cut them in length. They add really nice flavor to pilau rice. Okay, so it's 4 to 5 garlic cloves, and I'm just cutting them in length, each in 2 to 3 pieces.
So the onions are turning golden, but we want them to be a lot more golden than this, because the rice is going to get its nice brown colour from the onions, and we don't want to add any artificial colours in, so it's important to cook those onions through. I'll also add as well that the onion for this recipe should be cut as fine as possible. So the onions are cooking nicely and have a nice colour on them. So it's now time to add the garlic and the whole spice, which I'm going to do now. So all of these going in. I'm going to give that a little mix. And while the onions have been browning, I've had the kettle on, ready to pour the water, because you always need hot water. So I'll show you now how much water you need. Okay, so I've got my hot water, and this is the cup that I've used to measure my rice in. So we've used 2 cups of rice today, so I'm going to use 2.5 cups of water. Go. So now all of that's been added, I'm now going to add the cumin seeds and the salt as well. Give it a little stir. Now it'll be ready for the rice. So now is the stage to prepare the rice. So it's been soaking for about half an hour, and as you can see, the water has become, it's gathering all the starch from the rice. So it's important that we wash this out. I'm gonna move this around with my fingers and wash this about 5 or 6 times, just until the water becomes clear. And while I'm doing this, I'm just waiting for the water to bubble, just so it comes to the boil, and then I can add the rice. So the rice has now been washed thoroughly, and I've just drained it, so it's just the rice in there now. It's come to the boil, and I've now put it on a low heat, and I'm now going to add the rice. I'm going to cover the rice as well, and this will cook for about 10 minutes. Get all that rice. I'm going to give it a little stir. Make sure that rice is covered. Okay. And now to put the lid on to let that cook. So this has been boiling now for about 5-6 minutes. I can see that the water's starting to reduce, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it down from a low heat to a very low heat, and that's just going to cook a little bit longer, and what this is going to do, by reducing the heat, it will stop the rice from sticking to the bottom of the pan. So I'll get back to you when it's cooked a little bit more. So my rice has now been cooking for about 10 to 12 minutes, so I will now turn the heat off, and just let it sit in the steam for another 5 minutes. But what I'm going to do, just to make sure it's not sticking at the bottom, is just to give it a shake. This also just releases a bit more steam, cooks the rice a little bit more, and it's important to not take the lid off as well. And so in about 5 minutes we'll have some nice fluffy rice, hopefully. So the rice now has been steaming for about 5 minutes. So the total time that this rice has cooked is 10 minutes, and then with the low heat, with the steam, with the heat off, that's been 5 minutes. So about 15-16 minutes, I would say, in total for this. The steaming process of this is actually called dum in Urdu, yeah, local language. So let's take a look and see if it's worked. It smells nice. So it's nice and fluffy. Looks good. And I'm just going to spoon some out for us to try. So the rice cooked really nicely, thank goodness. You can see all the individual grains, which is really nice. You don't want too much of a sticky rice. And you can see all the cumin seeds and the onions and all the other whole spices that we used, and it's smelling really nice. So,
Okay, let's try your rice.
you gonna try some?
Yeah.
It'll be hot. Let's see if I'm the wife.
It's very nice. The rice is really fluffy and it's cooked perfectly.
So sweet.
It's good.